Happy Wednesday, guys. It is No Remorph time once again. A lot of messages last week. Hey, is there a show tonight? Hey, is there this? Is there that? No, there wasn't. Apologies, guys. We had a lot of different scheduling stuff going on. Didn't have a guest scheduled in, which was fine. We had work travel to do for Jamie and I, and Jason always does anyways, so it was just one of those weeks where we just said, you know what, we're going to skip it. I'm going to go to next week. We're going to have a fantastic guest. Get prepped for that and have a good show the following week. We did put out a couple little posts, but it didn't seem like it got picked up for whatever reason. It just didn't get traction to let people know. So apologies for everybody that stopped out and didn't see a show, but
they were in a panic.
Yeah, in a positive light, you also didn't have to hear me ramble for 12 minutes before you saw a guest. So that's a good thing, right? You got off the hook on that. But yeah, a lot of weird news this week, guys. A lot of different things going on. We've got, I've got on the shirt for Chris and Deeds Not Words program because it dawned on me, hey, we're not hearing enough about Chris and what's going on with him currently. Details I don't want to get into. Had some issues in operation and stuff that traveled into other issues. So they had to backtrack, do some fixes. Still in the hospital, still doing recovery. Things are going in the right direction, though, from what I understand. So positive thoughts and things going out to Chris. Way bigger impact on the community than he gets credit for, and definitely need him back doing his thing and putting smiles on people's faces and a lot of grunts and groans, too. So,
Yeah.
Chris, yeah, get better, man. Hope
Sure.
everything's going well. Shauna, I am sure, is following up with all of that stuff, too, but thoughts going out that direction. So different things happening too throughout the community, right? Like Tinley went fairly well for people. Just saw the report from the guys over at Leviathan, put out a real short video about how that went for them. Interesting. They said sales overall, numbers wise, or I guess, number of sales was down, but actually the sales themselves were a little higher. So a lot of breeders going back and forth between, their projects and those higher end animals getting swapped back and forth rather than, the mid ground or the lower market kind of stalled out a little bit. So there wasn't as much of that stuff moving, I guess, this year, but it's kind of the way things are going. People are kind of holding their breath and hanging in there and working their smaller side of their projects and focusing in, and that's probably good, right? Like, no reason we should be doing a quantity of animals and pay attention to that quality more. So sounds like that was the trend at Tinley as well. So some other not great news at Tinley. We won't beat that up, but so everybody's aware, a lot of the stuff over at Whiskey Bomb is going to be on halt for a little bit. If you have questions, issues, concerns about that jump over there, there's stuff going out. He's got stuff on Instagram going out, but Keys is working through some stuff, and he's taking accountability for that. So that should be applauded. No matter how you look at that, that is a step in the right direction. So nothing but best wishes for him and how that progresses too. Again, I don't know the details, so I'm not going to get into the details, but I do applaud the fact that he's stepping up there and he's saying, hey, had some issues, working on them, and going to be back as soon as those are taken care of, and that's the right way to handle it. So,
Yep.
For sure.
yeah. On that note, too, we do have some shifting and moves, some things you're not seeing on that network over there happening right now. Things are getting shifted over. One of those moves is going to be, I think Jared mentioned he's moving the genetic canvas to his own channel, which means he needs subs over there. So in order to see that show continue, same guests, same format, same show, same everything the same, but on his own channel. So that's going to need subs over there, guys. Jump over to Jared's Instagram.
Yeah.
He's going to have
Gem
links.
Exotics. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be Gem now. It's under Selective still, but he's doing Gem for that side of it. But he needs the subs over on YouTube, and that'll get him enough people in there where he could still run the lives. I think you need a base minimum of, like 50 subs or something over there. Appreciate that, Shauna. I think it's actually Gem Exotics now, though. I think is the correct link. But appreciate the link going in there anyways. You might find one or the other that goes back and forth. So he's going to need those subs to continue to do the show and bring that live to you and talk about all that stuff on the genetic canvas. So good show, and you know, certainly support everybody that's trying to do their thing still. Man, I don't know. What else do we got going on, guys? We've got a new show from Vance on October 31st. It's going to be a costume contest over there, too.
Ooh, I can't
Gene Wars,
wait.
guys. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So, Artie does the Thunderdome on Saturdays. I stop in there and I sit with him throughout that show, and we kind of just BS about football and snakes and really just talk and drink beer. I mean, it's a pretty chill show, but the Gene Wars is going to be a little more focused. They're going to do a lot like the Genetic Canvas and some of the other shows out there where they focus on a specific combination, project, whatever you might want to call it for that episode, and they really get detailed about it all the way from the base animal up through multiple different combos. So it's going to be a fun show. I think that's going out Friday nights, but the first one is October 31st. Going to be a fairly big event, some giveaways in there, costume contest with some prizes. So put your costumes on, throw your pictures of your costumes over to Instagram at RWO or to Vance directly. I think he's going to take photo submissions on that stuff too. So it'll be a fun show. God sakes, guys, what am I missing? I feel like I'm missing stuff.
Sammy
Did we
sent
get
us
eggs
out
yet?
some new shirts.
He did. Tell us about that, Jamie. Let me take a drink of beer while you do that.
There's not much to tell. Just got new shirts from Sammy.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
We
lot to tell.
Expecting some eggs. We got some eggs coming finally. So on my side of it, one of the two that worked out for the season this year for me, should have had actually eggs today, according to the count, but we'll keep an eye on her. She's looking super uncomfortable, real spiny, moving around real weird. So might have some eggs when we get done with the show here. We'll see. Excited for that one.
Yeah.
To go in and peek when we're done. Mid-show, maybe during the hot seat, we can bring some
there
eggs
you go.
out. Throw them
That'd
at
be
the
cool.
contestants.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, a lot of different stuff going around, different directions, guys. But again, thoughts to all those people who are having a bit of a tough time. Chris, T-Keys, everybody over there at the Whiskey Bomb Network that's trying to figure out where to be with things and getting it all reorganized. If anyone needs anything, always reach out. Please feel like you can. Anybody in any of these groups, man, just get a hold of us direct. If we can help in any way, we certainly will. So, who do we have out there, Jamie? Should we start hitting
Yeah.
some people in the audience?
Yeah. All of our friends are here. It's
Oh,
exciting.
we got DDM. Good to see them. Always like those guys. Local couple trying to do their thing with the different animals. Tim, the old man sitting in the audience, waiting to see the Colorado Power couple coming on in a
Yes.
few here.
Yes.
We got Kike, always Sultan of support. Appreciate you, Bosa. Hope things are well, man. And there he is, Brother Vance. He's got the show coming up on the 31st. Everybody jump over there and at least sub and put the notification on. It's going to be a fun show. You don't want to miss it. So appreciate Brother Vance in here. Always Brave Adventures. Probably working his way, probably halfway through a smoothie right now.
I know he probably had it for breakfast.
Yeah? You think it goes in
Yeah.
the morning side? I don't know. There's the other half of the DDM crew. Good to see those guys. Appreciate them swinging out. Everybody in the audience always giving props to each other. It's cool to see, too. Connie, that's the other half of the Tim-Connie combo. Somehow, swinging into everyone, man. They turn it on every Wednesday night. Appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, I love that.
RO50 does a fantastic chondro corner. You guys got to swing over and catch that. Monday nights, man, great show. Always has some interesting conversation going on. Shauna Kana trying to teach us how to run Instagram, trying to teach Jamie how to run Instagram over there. So we had some lessons earlier today about what we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that for sure.
For sure.
I don't know what I'm doing over there. I'm not an Instagram person. If it's a photo, I can post that up and just call it good. But 319, good to see you, Chris. Appreciate you coming out. Thank you, sir. Was a guest not too long ago. Go back and watch that one. It's a great episode. Travis Gordon, good to see you, sir. Appreciate you swinging out. Everything's good, man, and it's good to see you keep coming back in. I know you popped in a few episodes ago, but you've been back several times, so good to see your face.
Que paso.
John, Misha Morphs, good to see you holding Texas down, I am more than sure. I don't know about Chance. He's probably off running, chasing tail somewhere, but
Speaking every
Pitching
week.
dwarfs.
yeah, pitching dwarves. Mr. Every week, we've got Jason Opelt. Thank you, sir. Homegrown Wisconsin guy here, just keeps swinging in every week to check us out.
Yeah.
Randall, good to see you, man. Appreciate those guys out there at Lindworm. Randall and the crew, man. Larry and Randall holding it down. They've got a lot of different stuff and some great projects going on. Super nice people, too. Some of the best merch in the game, honestly. The designs and stuff on their hats
Yeah.
and shirts.
Love that shirt, man.
Yeah, fantastic.
I love
Yeah,
the
man.
coffee mug.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mug's
Yeah, the
sweet,
mug's cool too.
Yeah.
too. Mr. 2%.
Sammy.
Appreciate the last drop shipment of shirts that came out this way, Sammy. Going to have those on all the time. I had to shout out Chris a little bit with his hospital situation tonight, but appreciate those always, man. Pat, Macomorphs, good to see you, man. Been in here from the start, too. I think it was like episode 2 or 3. Swung out
Yeah.
and just said, let's do it. Got Greg Rippin. Good to see you, sir. One of the unsung sponsors in the bottom of the corner down there. Unsung only because of our lack of commercial for him, but not unsung in what they do. Always out there supporting. TJ Hutch, Jen. Good to see you, Jen. Appreciate you swinging out. Hope you're keeping that other Jason under
James
wraps
B.
and under control over there. James B. Easy. Cookie Main. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for swinging out. But we got a lot of support in the house for Prox tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
It's amazing. I love that. Stan.
Right, Stan? Always good to see you. See you, Serpents. Hope things are going down in Florida just fine. Always good to see Stan in here. Eric's More Factory. Good to see you too, Eric.
When did Stan
Appreciate it,
change
man.
his logo?
He's swapped it a couple different times, and I think that latest one was quite a while back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to say that was maybe 6-8 months ago, but I could be
Oh,
wrong on that.
geez.
Stan,
All right.
type it in the comments. Tell us when that latest one came out. Got Mitzi, smiley heart. Always got to give her the best heart. I
Hey,
can make.
that's a pretty good one.
That is a
Trying to
good
get
one.
the right angle there. Yeah. Fingers don't bend so good, so we laugh at ourselves. Trying
It's
to get those
definitely hard to get the right angle on the camera.
It is for
sure.
sure. Appreciate Mitzi, though. Huge support. Every show that's out there, Mitzi's out there with the hearts flying. Yes, Gem Exotics. That's what Jared swapped over to, and a great show. So do please hop over to that channel and sub. Dwight, awesome to see you. Thank you again for all the music you pop into the Instagram, man. That carries me through the workday. Appreciate it a ton. Christopher Walker. And you know, there's a time where...
Oh, man.
it's not that Christopher. Not Christopher Walker. Sorry. Yeah, well, I had to. RWO broadcast. Good to see you. I'm assuming that's Ken. I'm assuming it's Ken. Maybe it's Nick. Who
Nope,
knows?
it's not Ken. because
Ken was in there.
Ken is here.
Okay. Good to see you, Ken, man. Appreciate you swinging out, of course. Well, he could be double dipping or triple
He could be.
dipping or
Oh,
elbow dipping or big lip dipping or I don't know
Oh,
what he's
boy.
doing. But
Oh, boy.
Eric, good to see you, man. Appreciate the ERS family. Hope everybody connected down there as well. Santos, always good to see you, man. You've been swinging in forever, too. Appreciate you swinging out every week. Santos is a good dude. We got to be getting close to the end here.
We are getting
Good
close.
Lord.
Here's my friend
Jeff.
Jeffrey.
Good to see Jeffrey out here tonight. Is it Jeffrey? Does he prefer Jeff or Jeffrey? Just so I do it
know.
right?
Put it in the comments.
Yeah,
I don't-
please do. I think it's just Jeff.
Yeah.
I've always just
Jeff?
said Jeff, but some people are specific. They like Jeffrey or, Michael instead of Mike. People can be particular.
Jamie likes Jeffrey. She always calls him Jeffrey.
Yeah. Dickie Foster coming around the final bend, and he is 2 car lengths out of the lead. Looks like he's going to have to.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're having
That's
way too much fun
That is
with
such a
this.
NASCAR name if I've ever seen one.
Here's
It is a
our friend
total NASCAR
Jared.
name. There it is. And there's the new logo. Jared, good to see you, man. Thanks for swinging out. Trying to push people over to your channel because I know that you got to hit those numbers before you can go back on with the canvas. So definitely, guys, swing over there. It's a great show, great guests, all the same people, all the same stuff. It's just going to be on a different channel. So swing out, give them a sub, and catch that on. I think it's going to stay Monday nights. I don't know. A lot of stuff up in the air. But
Mikey D.
Duval, good to see you, sir. Appreciate you. Thanks for swinging out, man. Super busy over at the Homies broadcast over there with Sean. That's on, want to say, God, I'm going to screw this up for sure. But I want to say they do their show Tuesday nights. Maybe. I'm going to have to look into that. Somebody's going to string me up for that. It's my bad. Street Profits. This is a brand new one to me, but I like the beard. I like the surprised look of shock and awe that he came in here with.
And we
Be
like
prepared
that
to
you're
see some
here.
crazy animals from Colorado. Appreciate you coming out, man. Swing back. Hit the sub button and swing back and see us again. So
Yeah.
appreciate it. And throw your name in there, too, because we already have one prophet. Do we need... Yeah, I mean, we could call it S Prophet or something. Shorten it up. Locked and loaded, Frank.
Frank.
Good to see you, man. He's here
With
to
the
cheer
best
on Mike
accent
and Melissa.
around.
Right?
I love it.
Straight from Florida, and you'd never guess it.
Whose show was he on last night that I was just loving his accent so much?
Ken, LMK. Swing back
Okay.
and watch that replay. Showed a bunch of nice stuff off, yeah.
That's fun.
And Frank's a fantastic guy, man. He's a lot of fun. Like Frank a lot. We got to be down there, don't we?
We can just...
Holy, Big Dan.
Hey, we go.
Jay's sporting the one of the nicest shirts in the game over there. Appreciate him at Vision Quest. Elias, good to see you swinging out. Appreciate you swinging in, bro. Good to see you. Man, there's all kinds of people. We got Casey swinging out from the RWO side of things, too. But
It's fun, isn't it? It's great.
yeah, it's a lot of fun seeing all the faces in here. Appreciate everybody, man, for sure. But I think it's Prox, so we're just delaying the inevitable. Everybody's here to see Prox and all the cool animals they're bringing in.
We have Arachnicat.
Yep, great show earlier, right before us. Go back and watch that. Jamie from Professor Python's on.
And
Mr. Wood.
And I think
Good to see
that
you, sir.
catches us up. I think.
Nice
All
job,
right,
Jamie.
perfect. Beautiful work.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. Yes.
And we do appreciate everybody, so we do try to catch everyone out there. Also, guys, after the hot seat is your questions for Mike and Melissa, so keep that in mind and plop those in there, because Jamie, the entire show, she's going to be starring those things out, right? Like putting them to the side. It's your chance to ask your direct questions for them, so we'll review those. If there's stuff out there that you guys wanted to hear that we hadn't touched on, perfect time to do that, right? But we got to get a little bills paid, and then we'll move right into Proxima. So first bill, not really bill, but at least recognition. We got affiliates, right? We're going to do a shout out for a weekly affiliate. This week, that happens to be Jose over at Edge of Panic. Fantastic guy, fantastic disco, vanilla, clown, combo projects. I mean, he's actually got a lot of stuff going on, including power balls and putting spot nose into some combos we're not necessarily seeing it in, although in talking to him, he's going to try to move some of that stuff back out, but really unique animals in super narrow focus. So the stuff he is making, fantastic. And I hear he's got a calendar where he has more images just like this, maybe even less clothes on. More arms, more chest, more pecs, maybe some abs. I don't know. It could even be some poses.
He's got to be pretty proud of those arms, though.
Yeah.
He doesn't skip arm day.
Pretty jacked dude for sure, but a very nice guy, and I'm sure he's laughing right. Well, probably not. He's probably mad. Right now, so
He's
let's
not
get him
mad.
off here. And we'll get into the commercials right after this, guys. We'll be right back with the Colorado power duo that everybody's here to see. So hang tight, guys. It's just going to be a few seconds. We'll hit the ad break and be right back.
Hey folks, here at The Forge we prioritize promoting people from the community, especially where we see opportunity to share some valuable insights or products with our followers. That is why we are thrilled to have BNS Reptilia as a sponsor. Chris is a fantastic example of bringing value to the community, with years of experience keeping a variety of animals from ball pythons and blood pythons to boas or colubrids and more. Chris brings a wide breadth of knowledge and a collection of beautiful animals. Chris also carries Coco2go and The Chipper, two of the highest quality reptile bedding products on the market. If you want to learn more about any of these species, are looking to add to your collection, or in need of some top-notch substrate, please don't hesitate to reach out to Chris at BNS Reptilia. Chris is also a member of a growing community of breeders who accept Forge Coin, so don't forget to show them your Forge Coin.
Well, there you go, guys. Appreciate all those sponsors, and don't miss the ones below too. We got Bone Daddy Vinnie out there, does his laser engraving. He's got Monarch projects going on. He's got G-stripe, tri-stripe stuff happening. Craig, good to see you, man. Appreciate you. And Rat Bastard too, hiding down in the bottom corner. Mark out there, fantastic guy in the Pacific Northwest. Great guy for support. He's just starting up a lot of his projects, but he does other stuff too, guys. He's doing some of the bigger snakes, right? So he's got berms, he's got chameleons going. So reach out to Mark if you even like the logo and the way that stuff looks. Josh, good to see you, man. Appreciate it. Other Josh too. People swinging in, man. They're anxious to see Mike and Melissa. So Jamie, are you ready to do your thing back there? Start sorting for us and
Yep.
get these guys out on the stage.
Let's do it.
All right, enough delaying, guys. Jamie, we'll see you in a little bit for the hot seat, and let's get Mike and Melissa out here.
There they are.
Proxima.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good yourselves.
Doing great. Doing great. Yep.
Nice.
You're
You're known by the bulk of the community here. A lot of the faces out there you guys are familiar with. They're going to be familiar with you. For those that aren't, it's going to be like our Wisconsin people, maybe some of our family, some other people that are associated with us, but not so much the reptiles. Can you give us the elevator speech? I know you've said this probably a billion times. Whoever is better at it, just kind of run us through how you started and who you are, I guess.
Yeah. So we're Proxima Reptilis. The name is Latin based. So we actually came up with the name when we were watching Jungle Cruise one time, and they were talking about Proxima. And back when I was going to college, I remember doing a lot of Latin names, and we were like, "That's what basically Proxima stands for next or you." And Reptilis is just continuing the Latin theme and just saying reptile. So near to or next reptile. And so that's what we're kind of focused on, is creating the next big project, the next best animal, the next best thing, trying to provide our customers with the best things that we do. So it's always about the next thing. And so with the ball python breeder, we produce some really great stuff. As we produce it, we're already thinking, wow, what's the next thing I could do with this? And so that's kind of why this stood out to us. And we're based out of Colorado, and so we do a lot of the shows here in Colorado. Next weekend we're doing the ARPE show that Nick and Troy actually run, so we're doing that one, and that's the main one we do here in Colorado. And we do a couple in Cheyenne, Wyoming, which is the Mystic Critter stuff, and there's some show me's out here that we do. And the main thing is, we started about, I think this is our second-ish year of producing animals, but we've been doing it for about 3.5, 4 years now, depending on when you pick when we started. But we actually went all in probably about a year or two after we really started our collection. But Melissa's been doing reptiles for a while.
Yeah, so for me, I've always been in reptiles. I was the little girl out chasing and catching lizards and the garter snakes and, getting in trouble for losing them in the house. And so reptiles was always kind of in my life. I did breed bearded dragons here. It's probably been 10, 15 years
Yep.
ago. Just at that time, it just didn't fit for my life. I had two little boys that I was trying to raise up to, so it just wasn't real conducive to that lifestyle. So I chose to put that on the back burner, and then we fell in love with ball pythons, and here we are.
Yep. And I mean, originally we've always been animal lovers.
Yeah.
Melissa's always been into that. We actually started off many years ago where we bred boxers and Boston Terriers, and so we did the UKC and AKC dog shows and did that for over a decade. And then we had the twins, and it took so much time we slowly filtered out of that. And now that the boys are seniors in high school, and actually when they got into high school, that's when we decided that we wanted to get back into animals, and reptiles felt like the right thing to do. So ball pythons is probably 80-90% of what we do, but we also have Dumeral boas, BCIs, skinks, king snakes. Just for fun, we have a black-headed python. My son has a tegu, and he also has a rhino iguana, my other son. So yeah, we're just really into reptiles and love it. So we decided to do that, and Melissa does animals all day long, takes care of them, and does that part of it. By trade, I'm a director of engineering, so I run the dev ops and development operations for more IT. With a lot of that stuff, but yeah, that's kind of the high level feel.
Gotcha. Okay. And that was going to be somewhat of what I touched on was the variety, right? I know you keep a lot of different species and different things going on. What do you actively focus on as far as your breeding projects and what you actually want to bring? I don't want to say to market, but for resale, what are the projects you work in that regard versus just keeping for your own enjoyment?
Yeah, so the four main recessives that we actually have really locked into is the positive side, which is basically ultra male, monarch, and rainbow. So we really love that. And then of course we do PI. So those are the four key recessives we work. Now we have a large collection. So we are working desert ghosts, we're working lakes, we're working monsoon, sunset, stranger, you name it. We're working a lot of these other projects in there along with Dinker projects. So I have some Vega stuff. I have some villain stuff from Fred and AJ, Mustard from Fred and AJ that I've gotten into. I have a funky gene that I got from Johnny out of Florida. So there's several Dinker stuff that I'm also working on the side as well. But mainly those four recessive is our goal is to basically bring all those other incomplete dominants or other recessives and try and bring them in there. Now we're not trying to go too crazy and do triple and quad recessives. I think we want to stick to more of the bread and butter of maybe two recessives and 3 or 4 codoms, and we want to specialize in trying to do that. I know a lot of people are chasing the really let's do triple or quads, and the odds of hitting those are just so hard. We want to stick to maybe just 2 recessives and 2 or 3 codoms into what we're doing, but the main recessives, like I said, are those 4.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
With the Ultramel and the Monarch, so when you talk to most people, they're team A or team B, right? Most people are running both. So what's kind of your plan with that? Do you go different directions with the Monarch than Ultramel? Are you kind of going the same way with them?
I'm actually going in some cases some similar ways. So I'm really big into Hurricane, so I'm definitely going to drive Hurricane into all of those, all 4. So I'll be running Hurricane into all that. That's one of my favorite codoms I like working in. But mainly, the whole goal there is to actually show that there is a difference. So like with Rainbow, you're gonna get the brighter colors. You're gonna get, some people say it's the more expensive version of banana, but I really like what Rainbow does. You don't get the speckling as they turn into adults. They stay looking like that. You don't have to throw in a desert ghost or lace to actually have a rainbow still look like it does as an adult. And that's the other reason why we actually got truly attracted to the T positive side was Ultramale, Monarch, and Rainbow. you don't really have to worry about them changing too much as adults. They pretty much look the same.
Right.
And then trying to pull out the darker genes. So as we put in blackhead and as we put in other genes in there, you can see the more purples. And then so with Monarch, you have more of a khaki look, where with ultra male you have more of a burgundy. So then you get different tones and looks. Even if it's the same gene that's going in there, you get a different look. And so we want to throw a lot of pattern and a lot of dark genes in there, so that way you can get those tones to change. And same with rainbow. If you throw some Enchi in there, you throw some hurricane, some blackhead, you start getting these brighter orangey reds and so forth. So working all that.
Great.
Great.
Anxious to see some of those for sure.
Yep, I just got that wonky echo again, and I wondered if it was paused on me. But yeah, and it's always the thing you hear right across the industry is, hey, you got to pick one or the other. Like there's some reason you can't do both. So it's awesome to see somebody that's actually genuinely invested in both Monarch and Ultramel and taking it a different route, right? It's also going to be nice to see what you divert from as you go through those projects. Like you see it in one, don't like it so much, but love it in the other. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you'll have the ability to do that, right? So,
Yeah, exactly. For example, the G stripe Monarch, it kind of has that key look where it breaks up the G stripe pattern on the back. And we don't have any visuals right now, but a lot of my Monarchs are het genetic stripe. So I'm doing that. But then I also plan on taking genetic stripe into ultramale and rainbow and want to see what it does there. And then same with VPI, But the nice thing with VPI, it's just more of a black and white type look. So you're pretty much going to get what you see out of that. So, and I think that's why Xanthics are so popular, because you can kind of tell what's going to happen with Xanthic.
yeah, really limits you to how bright and how much pattern influence can you put in it, basically,
Right.
with your Xanthic stuff. And longevity on that too, I mean, is going to play a big role. Where Desert Ghost is getting popular now, you've kind of done what we thought about early on too with the lace and the Xanthic, right? So knowing that you want to hold that true black and white, you're going to want those enhancers in there. So,
Right.
fun
And then
project.
we really like we actually have some double visuals where we have the VPI snows or lavender snows. So we really like doing ethics and trying to get it. And I plan on doing that other stuff where you have the ultra snows and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I wasn't sure if I needed to call authorities or not, but I noticed you have an illegal species on your leg. What's going on there?
So I do 3D printing also. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I do 3D printing also on the side, along with taking care of all the animals. This is a hognose that I did. 3D printed. You can get
There you
the
go.
mouth open. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, yep.
Yep. And then he's fully flexy. Got the black belly. We're not allowed to have these here. So yes, we're allowed to have them. It is a really odd thing, but we cannot buy or sell them.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we're allowed to go catch them out of the wild, if that makes any sense.
Right. So we're hoping that they fix that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right.
Tangent.
No
Tangent.
doubt.
Yeah.
And we were looking at some of your 3D printing backstage before the show, and even when you pulled that one up and got it close to the camera, it's actually pretty amazing how realistic they look. I mean, really nice
Yeah.
job.
This designer that I use for the files, he does a phenomenal job on the colors, on just trying to get them as realistic. And he gives the option to either use the craft die or to print an eye. But
Yeah, that's
you got the rear
phenomenal.
fangs in there.
Wow.
So yeah, they're really fun to make, and I get to have something we're not supposed to have. So
How long does it take to print something like that size with all the pieces and?
I think that one only takes about, I want to say like 12 to 15 hours.
Okay.
And then it just takes a few minutes to put it all together and add the eyes. And I'm not one of those people who print in one color and then go again. This is about as artsy as I
Yeah.
get. And
Gotcha.
I do all kinds of things. I maintain this millworm farm, and I've got right now. I'm on a big kick of doing dinosaur skeletons. So, and I've got files for extra large size, but just to give you an idea,
Oh,
super active,
wow.
and it's fully flexy
Yeah.
with a stand.
I
But
can't hear
yeah,
Jamie. Jamie's back there. That's so cool.
Right, right.
and then I have green tree pythons, chondro, if you want to call it that. And it has a tree stand that it actually sits on, but it's a little hard to get that.
That
Yeah, but
color's so bright.
they're such great detail, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, when I started to do the 3D printing, I wanted to make sure I found files that made them look as real as possible. That way, I can either make them look real or I can make them look like toys.
Right.
It's my choice.
Sure.
Sure, gotcha.
Sure, gotcha.
And then the big guy, you guys saw this earlier. This is one of his newest releases. It is a sailfin dragon or a hydrosaur.
Yeah, that thing
We
is
got to
crazy.
see one of these this weekend, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, that's one of my animals I want to get eventually one day.
Yeah, it's one of his dream animals.
I want to make sure there's enough space for that animal because they require a lot of attention.
Yeah.
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 That is the big thing that holds you back. There's quite a few that I would like to play around with too, but it's like, where do you put this stuff? So
Yeah, it's hard because those guys are semi-arboreal and semi-aquatic.
oh wow, yeah. So you actually need a nice cage for them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have to have a little pool area. You have to have that, the right humidity, all on and on and on.
Because if they didn't need quite as much, he would probably already have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was simple, you'd have about 30 of those around you right now. That's the whole problem, right? But in a good way. I mean, that also means that the person goes into that and they're going to keep that. They're going to spend the time and understand how that animal works and hopefully do a good job of it. I mean, hopefully that stays small enough niche markets where that's the case. And, you know, everybody in a sand playpen isn't farting with something that doesn't belong in there. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
used to see that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, scary stuff.
Yeah.
You talked about hitting stuff in Wyoming, so does that mean you're more on the northern end of Colorado?
Yeah, exactly. So we're in more northern Colorado. So to get to Cheyenne's only about an hour away from our house. So we do the Cheyenne one. We also plan on the Let show that Mr. Critters does. That's about 4 hours away from us.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you guys live in some beautiful country out there.
Yep.
It is pretty.
Yeah.
But when it gets cold and snowy, it gets cold and snowy.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Right.
have very bipolar weather. Even though you get all 4 seasons, it's very bipolar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like instantly from this to that to this to that. Yeah.
Yeah. During the spring or the fall, at any given time, you could have rain, sunny, and snow all in the same day.
Exactly.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and then when it comes to the reptile side of things, or at least the reptile part of your business, you have to think of a lot of the disaster recovery type stuff. Where we have a nice big incubator that can turn a wine fridge into a big giant incubator, and it handled 30 clutches no problem this year. And we have to have a generator in case we lose power. Have a UPS to backing up the incubator to make sure it can run for a few hours when the lights go off and on. So the pleasures of living in Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got kind of the same situation. Are you guys pretty dry too, where you've got to like constantly be on the humidity thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
very dry.
Yeah, we Melissa actually put in a humidifier in here where she has it, where it has a float in there and it levels and it just constantly fills it with water when it needs it, and so in that way the humidifier is running in here. If not, we would never be able to get sheds off our animals.
Oh, jeez. And even still, with me trying to keep the humidity in the room around 60%, I still have probably 5 miles that have crappy sheds.
Yep.
Every time.
Yeah.
So then you have to soak them and get the shed off of them, all that
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Yeah, you do that too. I know a lot of people are just like, well, they'll get it off, which they eventually do, but I know they're uncomfortable. So I'm in there. As soon as I see stuck shed, I'm getting them in a bath and helping them get it
I'm
off.
the same way. I cannot have these little things that look like they need to be pulled off. I can't do that.
Drives you
Right?
nuts, right?
Yeah, anytime I see a stuck shed, I don't even waste any time. Like, Melissa, there's a stuck shed, and she's like, give it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I can't stand to look in there and see the little floaties and the stuff rubbing on the water bowl and sticking to this. It's like, get the whole tub out, throw them in a bath, clean the tub, whole routine. But little spa day for them, if you will.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. So can we talk about, and I don't mean numbers in like a monetary way, but numbers of things you expect each season, and are you going in a bigger scale or a smaller scale where things are in the market?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a great question. For us, we plan on staying on the smaller scale, just because it's just me and Melissa
Yeah.
that run this. So, um, depending on where you sit in this, when we say 30 clutches, some people think that's a lot.
Yeah.
But when you hear people like Bob Boo or
Right.
Rice's Reptiles, they're in the hundreds. You're like, we're nothing compared to that. So for us, the max is probably our average is between 25 to 30 clutches a year.
Yeah.
And like we said, we're always trying to make something so that way we're constantly holding back. And then that way we give other people opportunities where we've proven those animals out. They've proven to give great hatchlings, and then they want to drive their project in a direction. They want to be able to make or monsoons or ultra males or whatever it may be. Then when we're done with our breeders, we can hand them off as we keep our holdbacks and so forth. So that's kind of our plan there.
Well, and I think they're one of the things that probably I think they're asking is like eventually we want to retire into this. So we may end up in a few years going bigger than 25, 30 clutches a year
Exactly.
once he retires from his day job. But now because I take care of the animals and the rodents, 30's my cap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I don't blame you.
Well, and the 30 parts of the ball pythons, because
Yeah.
we do plan on having probably a litter of Dumerals every year. We also plan on having a couple litters of BCIs, some skinks. So those are some of the stuff that we like to round out because we really love BCIs, but they take up so much room, so we can only have the FB90s, or I'm sorry, FB80s and FB90s we have here, and then
Yeah.
so we have to be careful of how many we can hold back with the BCIs and so forth. So because we want to make sure there's plenty of room for them to do what they got to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're kind of running the
absolutely.
same deal. So I got to ask you, when you do sell your proven breeders, do you get a little tear when you're selling it for a quarter of what you bought it for, or what you
Oh,
bought it for?
Absolutely.
it so hurts.
There's some days where it's like, oh my goodness, I can't
Yeah.
believe we let that go.
Right. But
Yep.
to be honest with you, to speak more of the business side, I highly recommend if you are starting it up and you really plan on investing, it's not a bad idea to just go ahead and get your sole proprietor or your LLC. And I would recommend, do it the right way, get your small business stuff going, because at least that way, as you start up, that's going to be your most cost, right? Your first few years getting going, you're buying infrastructure, you're buying animals, you're doing all kinds of fun stuff. You're going to shows, you're trying to, market yourself, you're trying to get your advertisement out there. I highly recommend doing that, because then that way it gives you an opportunity to write some of this stuff off. And even if the IRS eventually tells you, hey, you're more of a hobby than a business, if you don't get it to click over and start showing profit, at least those first 3 to 5 years, you can write a lot of that off and get some return on your investment. So
Sure.
that's just the business side of me coming out. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's good advice.
Yeah, stuff people need to know. I mean, a lot of people wonder that going in, like, how early do I want to set that stuff up? Do I really worry about it until I'm doing X dollar amount? But good to hear from somebody business minded on that side of it, because we very rarely talk about that portion of it on the show. Talk a lot about the animals, talk a lot about their proper care, things you can do right and wrong, or indifferent opinions on how things can be done, but hardly ever talk about the business side of it. But that's critical. A lot of people get in without looking at that and find themselves in a spot, right? So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And then-
exactly. And so Yeah, if you're gonna go ahead and invest, I want to say well, let's pick a number. Let's say you're gonna do $10,000. I would definitely think about going ahead and trying to talk to your tax accountant. Like I said, I'm not gonna give you some advice there, but I would talk to a tax accountant and work with them. And I would actually recommend talking to a tax accountant that has experience with agriculture.
Yeah.
Because in that way they'll know how to tell you how if an animal passes away and you invested a lot of money, how you could depreciate that. And I know it's really rough to talk about stuff like that, but if you're in this and it costs a lot of money to take care of your animals, to breed your animals, to
Yep.
go to shows, to start your whole entrepreneurship up. And so you have to really think about those aspects when you're buying your laptops, when you're buying your mics, your cameras, everything that's going
Mhm.
on. You have to think about, hey, I get to write some of that off the first few years of getting started. Now, if you're lucky enough to start turning revenue and getting going, I mean, it's a great idea to do it either way. So then that way, at least you get some of that return back. Because at the end of the year, if you do get a tax return, then you can say, hey, I got a little bit of return. Now I can invest that right back into the company.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're really planning things out and you can make things match up, if you can find a sweet spot to start at, so maybe not year one, maybe year two, because hey, in 3 years I can start to turn a profit and I can skip hey, you're a hobby, we're basically downgrading you. If you can get past that, that's a bonus too, right? It's
Exactly.
it's really hard to plan that, especially in this industry, especially in this time frame. I mean, everybody knows that's been in this for 3 to 5 years, that the whole market's changed so much that even if you did try to plan, that was all going down the toilet. So
And I highly recommend diverse yourself into your interests. So, like, if
yeah,
you're the type of person that likes reptiles, great. Have your displays, have your animals out there. But like us, we do the 3D printing because sometimes the parents come by and they're like, "You can't have a snake, but you can have that." And so at least when you go into the show, you're bringing
yeah,
some revenue in. So then
It
that
helps
way it helps
supplement.
exactly it supplements and helps make up the difference. And then on top of that, diversify your animals too. We've actually been told a couple times when we were looking at shows, hey, if all you have ball pythons, we can't let you into the show. But if you have more than ball pythons, like the Dumerals or BCIs or something, then we can stack that and we can allow you into the show. So some of those ideas out there, I mean, we love all reptiles. So to us, it was like no big deal. Yeah, we're going to add more animals then.
Yeah.
yeah,
Perfect. Just an excuse at that point.
Yeah,
Like, awesome.
it
I
was,
can get 3 more.
and some of our racks are brand new. We bought them from Freedom Breeder directly, but we also are not above of looking on marketplace and all that fun stuff and trying to find some racks on a deal where maybe somebody's getting out and they no longer want to do the hobby anymore. So take advantage of it,
yeah,
buy and do it. And even when you buy it used, as long as you get some sort of written receipt, you can put it in your books and you can still write that off. So some of those things you got to think about. And then
yeah,
top of that, I see a lot of people, doing Coco or whatever it may be. They're making their own custom terrariums or enclosures, whatever you want to do. Bringing like at the ARP, a lot of people are getting into plants now, and so they'll have reptiles and plants
And bugs.
and bugs, and they'll have some sort of custom pottery stuff, or we 3D print pots and stuff like that for the expos like that. So that way people are buying plants and they look over at our table. Oh, hey, I could use that for my plant. So, just from the business mind, you have to think about that because even though we love the animals and that's the main reason why we're in it, in order to survive, and be able to keep your animals going and to be able to make this hobby grow, you have to diversify yourself a little bit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. Makes 100% sense. Looking at what you take to a standard expo, guide us through that a little bit. I mean, I've seen your setup from your Instagram posts and things like that, but tell us what your typical setup is. Are you too wide? Do you have banners? How many cases? How many of each type of animal? The 30 3D printed things? 10? Just kind of a general setup for you when you do vend.
No, it depends on the show that we get to go to. Like for example, the ARP show here in Colorado, the tables are limited because there's so many people trying to get in there. So when we first got in, we got 2 tables, and we're kind of stuck at 2 tables right now. We're hoping eventually to get more, but the venue's jam packed, so they can only allow so many tables, and what you got is what you got right now. So
Yeah.
so with that, when we go, we usually take 4 next level cases, And usually when we're going, we're taking hatchlings. So if they're about 100-gram hatchling, we can actually do the dividers in the next levels. So the standard case is about 12. So you can do 24 when you use the dividers in there. So you can do 24. This year we're probably going to take about 4 next levels fully loaded because we have a ton of hatchlings that we can show some of these animals off here in a little bit. Regarding the adults, we do take adults, and then we actually learned a trick where you can get this clear shoebox type deal, and we actually 3D print clips, and we actually Brooke Harmon actually showed us some tricks when we were out in Sierra about how to lock those down. So we 3D printed those, so we can put the bigger animals in those tubs and show them off, and not eat up the space inside your big display. So that because you have a 3,000-gram female, and you're like, hey, I don't need this one anymore. That'll take up your whole display. So
Yeah.
Right.
you can kind of set that aside. And then Melissa, she basically fills out the shows and she kind of tracks, like, hey, we had these flexi starfish that the kids were loving. I mean, we can do 2 different sizes, and so we make the bigger ones and the mid-sized one, and they run around the show and they're like a little sticky thing, so they just play with it the whole time. And go ahead.
It's a very tactile type toy, so they love it. They absolutely love it. I had one show I couldn't make them fast enough.
How big are they?
Just bring a printer.
Yeah, the bigger one's probably about, I don't know, about that big.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the smaller one is just a couple inches, about half that size.
Yep. And then of course we 3D print the snakes and stuff, but with the 3D printing stuff, we kind of we print a ton, and then we just have a lot of similar items, maybe different colors and so forth. And so as they buy them, we just kind of replace them on the table. And we usually know that when we do these shows, like we know right now we're going to do the ARP show, and then we're going to have the Mr. Critter show. They usually kind of stack up, like 2-3 months in a row. So we just print a ton, knowing that we'll just move them at the different shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many printers do you have? Is it just one printer, or you have multiple?
I have 4. I have the Bamboo Lab. I've got 2 P1Ss, an X1C, and one H.
Okay. Just keep them things running 24/7, huh? I mean, you almost have to.
Yeah.
I've got one machine is down. I'm waiting on a part. So
Yeah. There's the other aspect. As you add more stuff to your business and what you're doing, it definitely does take a toll on you because you're trying to figure out like, oh, these machines break here, and then you have your reptile stuff, and then you have manage how much cocoa do I need, and how many feeders do we have to grow out to make sure our collection's going, and on and on. So there's a lot of stuff on there. So when you get into this,
it's a full-time job.
You better be ready.
You got to retire, Mike.
Right,
That's
exactly.
the key.
Unfortunately, I probably got another decade or more before I can do that. But when
you and me
it
both.
happens, that's the whole plan, is to get this established, and we plan on being in this for a long time. So we want to make sure it's really established. So when I can say it's enough in the retirement stuff, I can still do this for another few more decades afterwards.
Sure, absolutely.
And,
So
I don't want to sound like I do all the work, because he does all the media and all that stuff, because I don't social media.
Yeah.
I don't YouTube. I don't any of that.
Yeah, it's perfect. Complementing each other. She loves all the animal stuff. So she's taking care of the animals all day long. I love them too, but I just don't have that much time. But while I'm taking care of all the tech stuff and everything, so I'm handling all the social media.
Yeah.
A lot of fun stuff, the websites, you name it, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, this whole time I'm just thinking, man, Melissa sure loves to throw Mike under the bus. I do all of this. No, I'm teasing. We understood it goes both ways in different aspects.
I mean, if I had a job, if I had like a traditional day job, there's no way we could be this size.
No
way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it was kind of nice too, because as the boys got older and we knew that we could spare more of Melissa's time, then they're into one of my sons is also in computer science, my other son's into welding and all that kind of stuff. And so they're caught up in their activities now with schools, and they're seniors in high school. So now Melissa has time, so we can really focus on the business side, and I do my regular.
It's busy enough that I don't go through emptiness.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
from
So
two at the same time to nothing, it's hard.
Right.
Yeah.
So to add
That's
to
kind
that
of a
mess,
shock.
you talked about feeders too, right? So you're also doing rodents. Do you do enough to supply yourself fully, or are you buying outside yet, or completely?
When we started, of course, we had to. F&A. So Fred and AJ are awesome. If you
Yeah.
guys are in Colorado and you need feeders, F&A is where you go. I mean,
Yeah.
their animals are great. We bought a lot of our feeders from Fred and AJ, and then we actually were able to grow ours out that way. And then we started getting a lot of into ASFs and so forth. And we were actually a year or so ago, we were able to add some more ASFs to our collection from one of our buddies, Justin Crediballs.
Outside blood.
Yeah, so Justin provided us with some ASFs that really helped and got our ASF collection. So we do Norwegians, ASFs, and mice.
Oh wow.
All three. Okay.
Man alive.
Yeah, and the reason why we do that is because I'll be honest, our breeding males kind of get stuck on the mice part because they want a small meal because they're always thinking about breeding, and then of course with our collection, we tend to feed all our collection ASFs. So everything that we know we're going to keep for a while, our holdback. Anything that we know we're going to eventually sell, we'll convert them over to Norwegians, or right out the gate, if we're confident that this hatchling's not staying in our collection, then we'll start them on wrap pups or mice to wrap pups, or even ASFs, hoppers,
Yeah.
and then right over to Norwegians. But before we sell them, we try to make sure they're all on Norwegian, so that way if you can't get a hold of ASFs, you won't have a problem.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Gotcha. Okay. All stands to reason. We are going to shift gears. I've seen multiple comments in the chat here. They have the best animals. They have the craziest looking animals. We're definitely going to get animals out. But in order to shift gears and do that, we need to do one kind of mean thing to you first. And I understand, Mike, you're up first for this hot seat.
Okay.
I hate to just be abrupt about it, but I know we're going to get into animals next, and we might as well get in there, touch all the personal stuff before we jump into animals, and we'll get all of that right after. Sound good?
Sound good. Good.
All right. Good luck, guys. Jamie, be nice to him. They're such a nice couple. Be nice to him, Jamie. She says, fat chance, guys. You are in for it. So, all right. If you guys are ready, we're going to just jump over there. Melissa, don't interrupt Mike now. Let him answer on his own. All right, here we go, guys. Good luck over there. We'll see you in just a few.
It's time to play the game. It's time to play the game. Ha ha ha. Let's go.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I just have one question before we get started on the hot seat. You have Norwegians, ASFs, and mice. Do you guys feed your entire collection on the same night, or do you do them separately?
So we've gotten enough hatchlings this year that I do them separately. I'll do the hatchlings in the holdback rack first, and then I'll do all the bigger ones.
Because I was like, how in the heck do you sort and keep that all straight?
I've had to separate it because it's a lot to try and figure out how many of each you need and have. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for answering that. I was going crazy backstage, like, how in the hell do they do that? Okay, Mike, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Okay. Would you rather be stuck in an elevator with a mime or a ventriloquist dummy?
Probably about dummy. I was thinking about with a dummy.
Yeah. I suppose if you're stuck in an elevator with a mime, it could get old pretty quick. Yeah. Big city skyline or starry country night?
Starry country. I grew up as a country boy, so yeah.
Yeah. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's just beautiful. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Have you ever put peanut butter on your pancakes?
Nope.
You should try it. It's very good. Would you rather have a private island or a mountain cabin?
Oh, private island.
Okay. Would you invite your friends?
Oh
Cooking show or true crime?
I'm gonna say cooking show because I'm a foodie. I love just looking at food, and,
Yeah.
and when we go on, that's like one of my key things is food.
Awesome. Who does more cooking in your household?
Melissa.
Melissa does it. Okay. Opposite here. John does 99% of the cooking. In your opinion, what does someone need to do to stay relevant within the business, the hobby?
To me, I think you just have to be out there, just be in the community and share what you're doing, and just be willing to be honest, and just be out in the
Yep.
community.
Yep.
Yep.
Classic car or electric ride?
Classic car.
Okay. Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I actually, well, it's a classic now, but I like the Viper.
Okay. Very nice. What is your go-to midnight snack?
Peanut butter jelly sandwich.
That's awesome. You're the first person who's answered that way. If you could have any superpower for 1 week, what would you pick?
Um, geez, strength.
Yep. That'd be fun.
As you get older, you get a little bit weaker, and I remember when I was younger, I was a lot stronger.
Yeah. That's true for sure. Best advice you can give to newbies just getting started.
Find a mentor and going to just listen and take it all in. And in my engineering side of my career, I've mentored a lot over the years. And what I highly recommend is, your mentor is going to give you a lot of good ideas, and some of them are going to be golden nuggets, and you grab those and tuck them in your pocket. But
Yep.
you don't have to put everything in. So just be humble and just
Right.
get a mentor.
Very good. Good advice. That's perfect. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you pick?
Cartoon character. Probably Optimus Prime because I'm a big Transformers fan.
Awesome. Good. I don't think we've heard that answer before either. Very nice. What motivates you when things feel tough?
To me, what motivates me is I know that especially with projects and stuff like that when you're working on them, it's that end goal. When you know you're finally going to get there, when you see that end result. For example, with ball pythons and so forth, when you hit that animal you've been hoping to hit, that's exciting for me, and then that helps me move you to the next project.
Absolutely. It's so fun to see them pip and you can try and identify it. It's the best.
It's Christmas every time.
It is. It really never gets old. And you hear that all the time, but it's true. What's a misconception about the industry you wish more people understood?
I think the misconception is that you throw two snakes together and it's easy. It's not easy. I mean, there's so many variables that can happen. From
Yeah.
your incubator, maybe it doesn't go right because I've heard some bad stories there. Or you're trying to put a pair together and you think that things are going to great and you get one egg, or
Right.
they all egg out. So there's so many things that could happen. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's not going to be perfect. You have to be willing to understand that things can go wrong and will.
For sure. Good answer. Last question for you in the hot seat is, what advice would you give to your younger self?
I think what I would tell my younger self is get into the ball python industry a lot sooner because I don't know, love it as much as I did. I love the reptiles. It's fun.
Yeah. They're so relaxing to me. Like mid-work day today during my lunch break, I'm like, I think I just need to go to the reptile room because they make me smile. Get away from the desk for 10 minutes. It's nice. All right, Melissa, you're up. Are you ready?
It's my turn.
Yep.
Let's go.
Netflix binge or a nature hike?
Nature hike.
Okay. Podcasts or audiobooks?
Ooh, audiobook.
Okay. Would you rather have a date night once a week or a large vacation twice a year?
A large vacation twice a year.
Okay. Do it yourself or hire a professional?
Oh, that's a hard one. I'd like to think I'm a do-it-yourselfer, but I better hire a professional.
Like if it's a plumbing issue or something.
Depends on what it is, but I'm a do-it-yourselfer.
Nice. I like that. Sushi or tacos?
Tacos.
Okay. Would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak every human language?
Talk to animals.
Very cool. It would be nice to know every language, though.
It would be.
Secretly. Yeah.
Yeah, it would. It would be. But there's so many times I want to know what they're thinking. The
I
animals.
know. Yeah, me too. I think I say that out loud at least once or twice a week, like about the cat usually. Fire pit or hot tub?
Fire pit.
Okay. Would you rather live off grid or in a smart home?
Ooh. So many positives to both.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to go off grid.
You'd live in a smart home off grid. No, you can't.
No,
Right?
no,
Man.
no.
Okay. What's your proudest achievement so far within the business?
In the business. Wow, that's a hard one. Actually, I think being able to feed all our animals on my rodent production.
Yeah, that is huge.
I
That's
never
awesome.
would get at that.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet. Soon. Who is your favorite band?
Of all time,
Mm-hmm.
just right now.
You could give us two.
Well, right now I'm really digging like Teddy Swims, Jelly Roll kind of feel.
Okay.
But ultimate, I'd have to say I love Metallica or
Yeah.
AC. Yep.
Okay. I would never have guessed that. I would have guessed more like Journey or REO Speedwagon.
I like those too. I'm very eclectic. I
Yeah.
I have kids ask me, well, what's your favorite this or that? And I'm like, I don't really have a favorite because like it just kind of
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So you smash your finger with a hammer. What is your go-to bad word?
You don't want that one.
Is it the F-bomb?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
that was my choice word in that situation. But I will say my word of choice on a general situation is
Yep.
shit.
Okay.
I've been saying it since I was 2 years old. So
That's so funny. I love that. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you pick?
I can't even think of his name now. We just watched it. The movie we just watched with Toothless.
Oh,
The drag.
How to Train Your
How
Dragon.
to train your dragon.
Okay. I don't know that one. I'll have to look into it.
I mean, it's not really a cartoon. It's animated.
Well, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
The anime people would chop my head off for saying that. Same thing.
One of my boys, he's like, it's not the same thing. I'm like, it's all animated. So
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, same kind of concept.
Yeah. So the main character from How to Train Your Dragon, I think that would be cool.
I'm gonna Google it when I go backstage. What 3 words would you use to describe yourself?
Easygoing, I think, for the most part.
Mike's eyes just got really big. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm fairly easygoing. I don't know. I think these days I'm fairly happy, and I'm an animal lover. I'm always.
She wants her own too.
I want to.
Yeah, right. Perfect. That's perfect. What's the most challenging part, in your opinion, about the hobby?
For me, the challenging part is putting myself out there.
Okay.
I'm very much an introvert, kind of want to be a fly on the wall kind of person, but in this you can't.
Right? And it is hard when you're an introvert to put yourself out there. Yeah.
That's the hardest part for me.
Yeah. Good answer. Last question for you. If you could go back in time and talk to little Melissa, what would you tell her?
Don't let anything stop you.
Right. Go, girl. That's perfect. I love that. You guys did great in the hot seat. It was fun. I had a good time.
It was fun.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe.
Thank you. Uh-oh, we can't hear you.
You're muted, John.
I said, well, shit. Huh? Might as well say it. I'll say it for you. Well, shit. If that's the one.
Right?
I'll avoid the F-bomb, though I agree with you. For some reason, that always feels really harsh or, I don't know, want to say vulgar or over, but that's the first one I go to if I smash my thumb. Every time.
Oh, yeah. I've smashed fingers very nicely with the F word.
Yep.
Follow it.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's a must. For whatever reason, the pain doesn't go away, but it subsides a little bit as soon as you say it. Right?
It does.
I mean, it's a
Makes
bit of a
everything
cure.
better.
A bit of a cure.
It is. It's a bit of a psychological cure. Something in your brain shuts off a little bit of the pain.
You get a little cut. You're like, Mom, I need a Band-Aid. That's what the F word is now for us as adults.
Right.
Right.
The F,
Yes,
the F
absolutely.
Band-Aid.
The
Well,
F
I
and
got
Winnie
some-
the Pooh Band-Aid. That's what
Yeah.
it's
Right. Got some big news. I got a chance to go check on the eggs. Anybody want to guess how many eggs so far?
No. Are you kidding?
0.
Ah,
Yeah,
you
nothing.
shithead.
I thought for
I'll
sure
just
there'd
say
be some
shithead.
eggs in it. Nobody can hear you back there, Jamie.
That's why she said it.
Okay. That
Right?
was hilarious.
Yeah. So we promised the crowd. They hung out through all of this, and everybody's here, obviously, when they see Proximus coming on a show, they're like, okay, what kind of crazy animals are they going to pull out and share with us? And we know you guys love to share what you're working on, too. So we're going to leave it open rein for you when you get out here with something you want to talk about. You guide us as to what you're showing us and why. And obviously, we're going to comment. We're going to say, holy shit, most of the time. But we'll just kind of let you guys pick and choose what you want to share with everybody out there. What's your things that are really catching your eye, and what do you want to show off?
Yeah, definitely. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with the Ultramel stuff. If
Okay.
you want to grab I think
Two-Face.
Two Faces right here. We can start with that one.
Nice,
Oh.
Mike. Let her get bit.
Right.
Right? Mike lets her get all the bites.
Exactly.
So I actually don't get bit very often. It's usually the hatchlings that I get bit by.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So this one,
That is our cryptic orange dream Ultramel.
yep. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
there's the
Very
white.
nice Ultramel example.
Yep. And he's cryptic OD.
Beautiful.
And then to kind of follow that up, we wanted to show you the difference where then now I'm bringing in a Monarch. And so you see this little guy, he's a Monarch and he's het genetic stripe. And so that way you can kind of actually come up here. You can actually kind of see the big difference between
Between the two.
the two. So that way
Yeah.
those are like, well, what's the difference between Ultramel and Monarch? Well, just from the coloring, you can see deeper colors in the Monarch.
Yep. More contrast for sure.
Both beautiful in their own way, right? Like different things you can work in there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And then I want to show off.
Okay.
See that, and then you can bring the cinnamon Ultramel over to you.
Mike, if you while she's doing that, can you check on your audio setting to be sure your mic is selected and not the laptop mic?
Sure. Let me see if I can do that one.
I think it might be the laptop mic, or maybe you need to hit the echo cancellation. There's an
Yeah.
option in the audio settings. since you're not using headphones.
Okay. I
Could
got
be
the
the
echo.
echo.
Let me see here.
We get
It
the
just got
echo
really weird
sometimes,
there
and
for a
then
minute.
yeah, and then sometimes when you're talking, you can tell it's trying to like switch between mics because it cuts you out. Oof.
Ooh, yeah, that got really jumbly.
The echo cancellation is failing hardcore.
How's this one there?
That sounds like it's back to what it was.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's almost acting like it's fighting between your laptop mic and your actual mic.
Is this one better then?
That sounds better.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go with that one and see how that works for you. Okay.
So this is the cypress.
So the next one I want to show you here is this is a cypress
Oh, I like that.
passed out a het genetic stripe monarch female, and so that one we produced this year. So it's a holdback. So we're really excited about this one.
I don't know if I need to wait.
Yeah, that cypress works really nice in there.
Yeah, now just a little bit. Now try it again.
Yeah,
There we go.
she's beautiful.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, that's a beautiful animal. Wow.
Yeah.
And then this one is one of my babies. This is an ultramouth bumblebee. She's from
Oh.
last year. We produced her.
There you go. Yeah, gorgeous.
As much as everybody, hates on spider, I love spider just because it's a different pattern.
Yeah, I like spider too. Yeah, down lower is better, Melissa. The lower you go, the colors kind of come in, but it's like the light. Well, it was for a
It's
minute.
almost a
Maybe
sweet
not.
spot right at your arm length. Yeah, right
Yeah.
there and lower. Yeah, it's just got a weird halo going in a certain
Yeah.
spot for some reason.
Just turn that off.
Here we go. Let's try that. Still really bright, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's a bright animal, right? So,
Right?
And,
Now,
and then the cinnamon ultraman.
Okay.
And so the next ones that Melissa's going to bring over, we're really excited about this particular when we bred our cinnamon het ultramale het monsoon to a ultramale, and out of that clutch we hit 3 visuals, or 1.2 that are ultramale het monsoon, and then I also out of those 3, one of the females actually had cinnamon in it too, so it's a cinnamon ultramale het monsoon, and we worked closely with Charlie to make sure they were genetically tested to prove that they are het monsoon. So here she is.
That's awesome, man.
oh yeah, look at that pattern
Yeah.
influence. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's awesome.
what do they call that? Thunderstorm?
Yep. Yep. So that's a thunderstorm there, and we have a 1.2 that we held back. If you guys are interested in this particular project, I do have a double hets, a male and a female, that are het ultra male het monsoon, and they were the ultra males to give me because the mom was visual ultra male, but the other was a het. So we had to genetically test, and those 2 also came back het monsoon, and Charlie verified that.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Some of us are interested, by the way.
And then, of course, out of the monarch stuff we were showing you, that one male I showed you earlier, I actually have 2 males out there that are pastel monarch het genetic stripe, and I also have some that are just that are actually het monarch and het genetic stripe. So we're actively starting to post a lot of stuff this week. So that way, if you're into some of these projects, just reach out to me and we can talk.
Yeah.
And then
Awesome.
the next thing I wanted to kind of jump into with you guys was showing off a couple of the rainbows. So if we want to grab Arcus and the other.
Yeah, you've got some very interesteds already. Tire God, Jamie out there is very. So where do people go? I mean, other than reaching you directly through Insta, do you have this stuff posted in MorphMarket yet, or do we want to reach out before it goes there? Is that the idea?
So the Monarchs and the double het ultra male monsoons are actually out there on Morph Market. Also, we have a Husbandry Pro site, so proxima.com, and you can get my Husbandry Pro that way too. And so you can actually see the animals there. And so anything that we have available, but literally today, Melissa went through and we have 20 more hatchlings that have hit size. So we're going to go ahead and put those out there too. So there's probably going to be 40 some animals out there that are hatchlings. And then we also have probably another 10 adults that we no longer need. And then, so we'll be putting those out there as well.
Marcus.
Okay.
So this is a rainbow. Do you remember what else he has? I didn't bring it.
Yeah, so Arcus is very simple. He's just a rainbow orange string. And so this is kind of a nice one to show off to everybody because of that.
Sweet spider.
Okay, so maybe you can help on this side of it, being you have this without Enchi. What is this talk that it almost needs to have Enchi in for a successful project with Rainbow? Is that kind
I
of just
don't know.
hearsay, or
Yeah, I don't really think it has to have Inchi in it.
No.
I mean, we actually have. If you want to grab the little female, she's just rainbow alone. The colors alone, without even having anything in it, are pretty amazing. So we have just a rainbow female. We'll bring her out real quickly. We also have an adult female that we're going to be bringing this season that has Inchi in it, and we can show you the differences.
The yellows in that last one were crazy bright, man.
Yeah. So this one is just rainbow. It's like an
Yeah.
extreme lav.
Yeah, yep. That's what it reminds me of.
There's a lot of lavender hues.
Yep.
And then back to this one, which is the OD. I would not put Enchi in this, honestly, if I didn't
right?
have to.
And that was just something that, like I say, was hearsay early on. Like, to have successful rainbow clutches and to have them, propagate well, you had to have Enchi in it. And I didn't know that was a thing until I heard it elsewhere, I guess is what I was getting at.
Now, to me, with rainbow, there's several people that have been hitting it with some darker genetics, like with blackhead and so forth. And I really think blackhead is possible. And I've actually seen a couple of them out there with blackhead, Enchi, rainbow. A lot of people are putting hypo into rainbow as well. And if you like hypo, it's going to be great. So it's just kind of depending on what you like. I like the bright colors that come naturally with rainbow. So hypo's good and all, but hypo can give you a little bit of that dull effect sometimes. So then that way it can take away from some of the stuff the rainbow can do. So
Yeah.
but it's all about it's in the eye of the beholder. What I like, somebody else will be like, no, I need hypo in that, or I need this and that. So it just
Yeah.
kind of depends on what you want to shoot for. I personally think rainbow, ultra male, and monarch are made for dark genes. So dropping strange or blackhead, GHI, on and on, all those different ones in there to make it dark will make those colors in there pop harder.
And that rainbow's got to really hold its color, right? Through its age. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, have to.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Like I said, we have an adult female. I forget where she's at, but I think to kind of sneak some other ones in here. The two favorite I have right now I got from Pop Blue, and so this is a really awesome project we were able to get into. I was glad when we flew out to see her to be able to talk to Bob in person and Charlie while we were out there. He genetically tested them, and so these that are coming are VPI Xanthics that one has fire lace, and then the other one will have pastel fire lace.
Nice.
Very cool.
A project very dear to our hearts here.
Yeah.
So I'll let you. So the first one up here is the female, which she is a pastel fire VPI Xanthic lace, and she was genetically tested by Charlie.
There you go. Now it's coming in real clear.
And then, like everybody says, the most, even from others and even Charlie, a lot of people said, with lace, they come out looking great, and as they age, they just get better and better. And I actually have another lace animal that's not VPI, And that's exactly what's going on as he's aged. He's gotten better and better, and I had him genetically tested, and he came back laced from Charlie as well.
Yeah, that's a fact, man.
The second one here is the male.
Right. And this is the male, and this one right here is just VPI Xanthic Fire lace. And so
Yeah,
you can
really
see
pretty.
actually playing a really good role in the other
Yeah.
one. And so I highly recommend, a lot of people should stray away from pastel, but I think pastel does great when you add lace or you add DG and you have these enhancing genes. They just do great with it.
Totally agree, man. Pastel can be rough on its own, but you get the lace, like you say, or DG in there, and it really does some nice stuff, and it holds well.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff.
I think the next thing that we're going to bring over real quick is just to kind of show off some DG stuff. Melissa's going to bring over one of these guys right here. So she can find them.
That's the hard part about having so many.
Yeah.
And so this one, he's a Harlequin Cryptic Pastel Inchi Desert Ghost. And so I like showing this off too because I think pastel does have a negative name sometimes, and sometimes in certain projects you just have to have pastel in it.
Yeah, that animal looks nothing near that nice without pastel. I mean, that's an amazing looking animal because of pastel in this instance. I mean, the other genes, yes, absolutely, but pastel's making that pop,
Yeah. And the cryptic I figured out, or just actually pulled some of the color. I'm going to pull out Livewire.
Yeah, go ahead.
This next one is also a cryptic, or a het cryptic.
Yeah. So this next one's really interesting because if you want to grab both of them, we can show them side by side. It kind of lost its coloration over time. So these are actually siblings. They're sisters, and one looks exactly how you expect it to look, and then the other one is like, well, what happened here? So we'll show you.
Yeah.
I don't still Melissa's thunder. She's informed.
Yeah, some beautiful animals, and I will admit a little bit on the weird side of it is I was a little disappointed, and not for you guys or anyone else that you brought lace Xanthic stuff home because that was our baby project. I mean, from 2020 we started making those things, and we're like, all right, no one has this stuff now. It's out there. It's like, oh man. So you cry a little bit, but they are awesome looking.
Okay, so this is a super pastel DG cryptic. Okay, you see she's got some yellows in there, nice looking, nice and clean.
Pretty much what you expect her to look like.
Right? Now, the only difference with her sister is she is het cryptic.
Oh wow, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Super pastel DG het cryptic, and she has lost all of her yellow.
Yeah, almost going Xanthic on you.
Almost looks hypo to me.
Yeah.
I just find it really cool. I've not had an animal do that yet.
Yeah, that is wild. And you say the only difference is the cryptic to hat cryptic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's it with the siblings there.
Yeah. The black and
cryptic
white
does
snake,
hold color.
The black and white was lace, Xanthic, and one was fire. And what was the other one, Mike?
Both fire, right?
There was two of them, so.
One was a firefly and one was a fire.
Okay, firefly.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't you grab the Marios? And so another project that I'm really into is the Mario project. While I was out there, I was able to grab a couple Marios, one from Canova and then one from Rice's Reptiles. So the first one is a male, and when we show him, he's of course, one's in blue.
Shed.
Yeah,
So he has stuck shed.
So we're working on him. So this one right here is actually where we can see the shed has come off so far. He's a Mario DG hypo.
Okay, I was gonna say it's got to be hypo for sure.
So he has a het hypo influence. And then the other one here is a just Mario, but it's triple het clown, VPI, Xanthic, and Desert Ghost.
Okay.
And that's a female. And so that's working into our VPI Xanthic Desert Ghost project. And so my ultimate goal is eventually to do Super Mario's in that project.
Mario is an interesting gene. I really do like it, and I know people throw around the comparison to Jaguar all the time. I think side by side you can see some similarities, but I do see where they're different too. I like Mario a lot. Very clean gene.
Well, I actually
It
have
is.
Jaguar in my collection, and I see a total difference. They're not the
Yeah.
same. Now, it is interesting. I'm wondering, I haven't heard anybody clarify yet. I'm wondering if Mario is in the spider complex, but
I think it is.
we have to figure that out. I was talking to Jared about that last time, and so it'd be interesting to find out if they truly are there, or if somebody's figured that out yet.
Yeah.
And then I guess did you guys want to see some of the animals we do have available?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
So why don't you get one of the double head and then one of the monarch? Ultra male het monsoon, yeah.
This is the double hit.
Yeah, so we're grabbing a double het ultra male and het monsoon. So it's het monsoon, het ultra male, and then we're getting a monarch out that's available.
Yeah. That hypo thing, man, I'll tell you. You can look at two. Well, we just shipped out 4 snakes, John, and they're all het hypo except they're all actually all of them were het hypo, or at least a percentage. And we looked at one of them. We looked at it as a baby and thought, it could be right. You can see in some, you can definitely see the het influence, and then in other ones, you have no idea.
This one is male.
Okay, so this is the male right here, and so this is a double het ultra male, het monsoon. As you can see the wacky patterns on this animal. You can definitely see some of the influence coming through from the monsoon. And this one was also, and I know some people say that they don't see markers. Some people say they do. When we bred these out, I was actually able to look at them and go, hey, I think all these ones are going to come back het for monsoon or het thunderstorm.
So
and they
what
did.
you're looking at is the way these boring heads get dragged up over,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have these really odd kind of singles.
Well, I definitely do feel like there are some markers that you can see from the monsoon. Now, yeah, it's not guaranteed that everyone will be visible like that, but I do think there's markers out there. And
Okay,
then,
so where I was going to say, where are you starting the bidding on that one, Mike?
Yeah.
that's out on there. It's on MorphMarket, but I'm negotiable. And like I said, we're a big giant family, so I'll work with you guys. And then this next one right here is a pastel monarch het genetic stripe. So if you like the G stripe monarch, and I have 2 males that are out there, and then there's going to be a spot nose het monarch coming out there, and pastel cypress. This is a new one that we went back and forth on if we were going to keep it or not, and we've decided that we're going to let him go because of some of the other holdbacks we have. So this next one that Melissa's going to show is a pastel spot nose cypress het monarch, and that one probably be posted sometime tomorrow on MorphMarket.
So catch him before tomorrow, guys, or it's out there in the public. You guys gotta reach out tonight on this next animal, because God only knows whose hands this could land in if you don't message Mike and Melissa tonight on this.
Yeah, we have 2 FB10 13 stacks. So one's a holdback rack and one's a for sale rack, and both are almost full. So here it is.
Okay, run through one more time. You got spot nose. What else did I hear?
So this is pastel spot nose cypress het monarch, genetically tested by Charlie.
Yes.
Boy, that's a really nice looking snake.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're definitely getting into that, I have, since I already have a spot nose het monarch female, I have another female that's actually going up because I have the adult, the mom, so that hatchling's going for sale. That's a pet spot. No, on a female. That's
Yeah, the sides on this guy are beautiful.
Yeah.
Vinny's asking male or female on this.
Yeah.
that's a male right there.
Yeah.
And so, you want to something more simple if you want to grab one of the or highway. I mean, sorry, I meant the highway. But we have some nice highways we hit. So obviously it's a pastel. I think it's a super pastel, right? Yeah, super pastel highway head count. So if somebody's looking in those projects, I think it's a great project. I think gravel, asphalt, the Yellow Valley complex in general, I think is kind of slept on, and there's so much to still put back into recessives, and like a lot of people said on some of these shows where people are chasing the triple and quads and forgot about putting some of these genetics that we've had in the past back into these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
just look at super gravel clowns. Like, how wild is a super gravel clown? They look insane, you know?
Right.
And how simple is that when you look at how past that people went?
Right. And we can actually show you the difference between an adult visual and the head. So this right here is a super pastel highway clown. And so these are going to be available, head clown, sorry, and these are going to be available on MorphMarket as well. So if you're into this project, it's a fun one. And then let's see. And while we're waiting, I'm showing off the dad, and so this one right here, he is the pastel highway clown visual, and so this is the father to that one, just so that you guys can see. Is that coming through? Hopefully.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yep.
Yeah.
And so that's the dad to these ones. Here's another fun one that's available.
So this one is available. This is a male. We believe it is Wookiee Cinnamon Leopard Stranger.
And a shout out to Jared for helping us out with this.
Yes, Jared helped us a lot. Look at that.
Yeah, I like that.
The belly's like got an orange hue to it.
Mm-hmm. Almost looks like the dorsal's lighter too, or is it just the light shining?
Nope, there is a little bit of a stripe,
Oh yeah.
but it's nice and dark. And
That's the one that we're making available. I guess for fun, if you want to grab the one that's all orangey that we're not making available, that's good. It just
Sure, tease us, Mike. Tease us, you.
Right. You have to be your own best customer, right? So if you're making
Right.
mistakes, you have to be your best customer, or you're gonna miss out and later on kick yourself saying, "Why did I let that go?"
Yeah, the regret sales. We've had a couple of regret sales over time. There's a few we would like to have back, but
Yep. Which one's that one? I can't see.
this is the Wookiee Cinnamon. So.
Yeah, you can show that one off real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a whole back. Of course, she's in shed from that same clutch. And we believe this is the all gener, which is Wookiee, Cinnamon, Russo, Leopard, Stranger. I don't think there's red stripe in this one though.
Now you should
Wow.
the red stripe with the orange belly. Yeah. Orangish belly.
Yeah.
yeah, that's wild. And it has a bit of a larger eye too, right? Somehow it picked up a bit of a larger eye, or am I misseeing that?
Like physically his eyeball?
Yeah, kind of almost looks like it's a bit larger eye than you would normally see. Maybe from the combination of different genes in there, but maybe I'm just seeing that goofy.
Maybe. She's in blue, of course, but
Super pretty.
Yeah, grab that stranger while you're over there. Yeah, we have this really nice stranger that we so the male that we have is a stranger red striped leopard, and we bred him over, and we got a really good result out of it. This came out of that's the one that also has Nanny in it, or Carnage, right? That's not it. Okay, is that the Wookiee one? Okay. Yeah, we did a stranger thing to Nanny, we did, or Nanny Carnage, whatever you want to go with, and then we also did one with a clutch with Wookiee, and the result, that's it. Yep. Yeah, go ahead and show that one.
So same clutch. This is another holdback. Wookiee, Leopard, Stranger, Red Stripe is what we believe this one is.
That's cool.
Show off the belly a little bit.
Yeah, nice orange
Wow.
belly.
Yeah, that belly's crazy.
I just love the side gut though. It looks leopard, like
Yeah.
literally leopard.
Yeah, really
Did you
cool.
want-
Yeah, that is very cool.
I
already showed that.
Okay.
Jared's got a question for you there. We're going to pop it up early.
Sure.
What are you sending me, M&M? Cypress Monarch, right?
Sounds like we have some attention. Did you want to show off the Suma? Okay. No, she's pulling out some more. Hold on.
No
You tell us
worries
when
at
you want
all.
to stop. I'll pull them out because we could go for days.
All right, so this came out of the Stranger Nanny slash Carnage clutch. We believe this to be pastel yellow belly, leopard, stranger, red stripe, possibly Nanny.
Wow.
And this one will be
Wow, that-
available. And it's a male.
Yeah, I've never seen
That is
anything quite
crazy.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Stranger pushing all of that pattern so far apart, right? Like,
Yeah, it is. And look at that tail.
We didn't want to let him go, but it's one of those type of things we can only keep so much. So,
If he was a girl, he would be staying.
right?
okay, we're going to
Yeah.
end the broadcast on this one, so we'll take that. And next week, guys, we have... No, I'm kidding. But
What else do you guys want to see?
And yeah, yeah. It just depends on what you guys into. We can probably.
I mean, this is your playground right now. This stuff is exactly what we want to see, what you want to show us. You know, these are your babies and what you're working towards. So
Why don't you grab that sunset, honey? I like this one. I got this on auction from Brock Wagner, so I just can't believe I was able to get it. So really excited about putting them into
This is
some of my projects.
dropping water on my computer. Fire leopard sunset.
Oh, okay.
I really think the fire is key in that, and just like a lot of individuals, not only are we looking at trying to put this into our ultra male project, but we also plan on putting this into rainbow and putting it into monarch. So,
yeah, absolutely. I would love to see a rainbow sunset. I mean, that would be wild. Very wild.
I'm pretty sure somebody's going to beat me to it, but it's definitely something I want to do. Let's see here. We had a little bit of a list going on. Yeah. Did we miss anything on here? No.
You guys
Yeah, I think that's about it.
show.
Yeah, so I
Do you
think.
guys want to see our doom rolls? I can.
Oh
show
yeah,
off
do you want to
my
see some of
scheme.
the other species?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're totally game.
Let's go with the showstopper. Let's grab a skink. Everybody loves a skink. You can't go wrong with
Skinks are so cool. Yeah.
They're so. I think they're probably the most friendly, easiest going reptile you can get. I mean, this is a great lizard to start with. I think they're super pet friendly for kids. You know, just awesome.
They're like.
Look at
big
that
soft-
thing. It's just a
Yeah.
blob. I love it.
And they're so easy. Oh yes.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
He's
awesome.
Yeah, they're so easy, and I love the fact that they eat almost anything. I feed fresh pet, grain-free dog
Oh yeah, Jared was just talking about that. Where he's like, "What do you got?"
cat food, dog food. You can get their bluey food. They do snails, anything pretty much. But this is a Northern Australian, is what he is.
Yep.
I have a
Yeah,
couple
those are
different.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Northern Australian. She has a Meraki, and she has the Mahara too.
So, have you done the market on that? Like, do they do well if you bring some to sell, or is it kind of something people go, "Oh, that's cool," and go buy? Or
So I find that so many people don't even know what they are. And so we just try and educate and show them how easy they are. And I've had a lot of people say they want to get one, but we haven't produced yet. So we're hoping to start pairing this kind of winter pollen.
And the hard thing is you can't sex them.
No.
So you like a ball python, so you just can't sex them and figure it out. So either you have to pair them, and hopefully they don't fight, and then you know that you're gonna hopefully get some babies, or you know,
If basically you put them together, if they fight, they're two boys. If they do nothing, they're two girls. And then of course if they do the deed, you know what they are.
right. And then now Charlie did say that he's actively looking at trying to get more sheds from skink. So if you're in this and you actually know if you have a male or female,
Yeah.
send him the shed. So then that way he can actually use that, and then we'll be able to finally use sheds to be able to sex them.
So this is a Indonesian species. This is a Meraki, and they're known. She's not quite as tame, or it. They're known for their peach belly and underside. They are big. Now she's just gonna leave her tongue out.
so derpy.
There you go. Pull it back in.
Yeah, and so I actually won this at our first Tinley auction, and this one is from Tom Neely's patternless line.
Yeah, it was fun.
So-
We were at the Daytona show a couple years back, and they were doing the whole U.S. art auction stuff, and
Daytona.
and that's when we were able to get an opportunity to pick up a few skinks and just really got into it. So we thought it was great. And so
It's
we
crazy.
thought
It's crazy how
how
big some of those species are. I mean, do you have native ones there where you live?
No.
No, I'm
nothing.
most all from Australia.
Yeah. Most of the
Okay.
skinks that we have around here are like they're not really skinks. They're like
They're like tiny.
Yeah.
So the next thing Melissa's gonna see if she can get out is one of our numerals, and so this is a high pink pattern and we actually got this from Jason from High Country Constrictors in Colorado. He has some of the best numerals out there.
See if we can get some of her
Yeah,
pinks.
that's beautiful. And they're super mellow too, right? I mean, everything I've always heard is so docile.
Yeah, they're very docile. My girls get a little skittish at first, but for the most part, you can tell she's pretty calm.
And then
They're not real bitey. They do have a good food response. You do have to keep that in mind.
when you go to feed, make sure you use a hook because they will come out.
Yeah.
But they're great. Once you get them out, they're awesome. And then if you want to show off one of your BCIs.
How do you guys feel about the cross-contam stuff with when you do BCI and pythons and all of that? Worry at all, or?
No, we have a lot of buddies. Like for example, the guy we're just talking about with High Country Constrictors. He has his Dumerals, he has his BCIs. He has a lot of species, anacondas, Burmese, and he just does the typical thing where he makes sure that everything's healthy. He separates them and does the quarantine. And once he gets past the quarantine, he has never seen issues. He's been doing it for decades, and so we kind of followed his model and haven't seen any issues.
Okay.
So this is my blood boa. She's a hypoblood. Very rusty orange, kind of like a sunset. The belly almost gets kind of salmon colored.
But with that said, we also keep them all in separate racks, though. So the boas are in a boa rack, and then the ball pythons are on their own rack, stuff like that. So we don't actually have boas intermingling with ball pythons and stuff like that. So they're all in their own dedicated rack.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know that was a big concern early on, and I think the lack of testing or knowing what things had, super huge concern about getting some of that stuff going between species, right? So,
And then I think one of the other ones we have, we were just barely getting into it, but
She's my only one.
So cool.
and that's a 007. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 007.
man, the bloods are so pretty, but man, I just do not want to get hit by one of them things, you know?
Yeah, luckily she's got a really good personality. She actually is not ever struck at me. So I'm also real careful about making sure, I'm not haven't been in the rat room or anything like that
Right.
where,
Yeah.
she might mistake me.
That definitely the animals with a higher feeding response. Do not go out to your rat room and then say, "Hey, I'm going to go touch a snake."
Right. Seems like common knowledge, but that there'll be that person that just doesn't click in their brain and they come in and get hammered, and it's just the way it is. But yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. You guys are doing a lot of different stuff, man, and great looking animals. God, some nice projects. And don't forget, guys, they put up a lot of stuff that is available. Go look. Some of it's already posted, some of it isn't. If you, especially the spot nose you had out, hasn't made it to market yet. So if you're interested in that, reach out to these guys. They're super hard to talk to. They're a little nasty, little mean, but once you get past that, everything will be fine. No, they're super nice people. So
Even if you have a question that's not regarding one of our animals, feel free to reach out. We are always here to help if we can. And we're not afraid to say we don't know.
right, that's critical. There's a lot of people that'll fill in a blank that they really don't have a clue, and they'll fill it in anyway, rather than just saying, "Hey, talk to this person." Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
If we
yeah,
can't help you, we will do everything in our power to steer you someplace that can.
Right. And like I said, when we jumped, we didn't know all this stuff. So, we had really good mentors that helped us at the beginning. So when it came to the show stuff, Colorado Cold-Bloods, they're really into the tri-stripe stuff. I don't know if you guys know who they are or not, but Corey and Aaron were really awesome about showing us a lot of the key tricks to doing a lot of the vending. And like to kind of cover that topic you asked me earlier, they were the ones that were talking to me about, hey, this is the type of banner you should use. Here's the recommendation of a company that we did our tablecloths with. All those type of things. Some of the tips and tricks to do there. One of the guys, Justin from Just Incredibles, he was actually really awesome about. We were thinking about getting what type of display should we buy, what we should do, and he says, well, if you can afford it up front, just go with the next level displays because you'll be set up in 10 minutes. Where if you go with the other displays, it takes a little bit longer, and then you have to bring heat and on, where it's all built into the system. So a lot of those different tips and tricks were kind of nice, so that way you wouldn't just invest your money and then go, damn, now I'm gonna have to sell all the stuff and then reinvest again because I bought the wrong stuff. So it was really nice to be talking to other people that have been vending for a long time to teach us the tips and tricks. And that's what I love about this community is everybody's so awesome about, nobody's gatekeeping. They're all about, learn and bring other people into the community. And so that's what we're trying to do is pay it forward to, a lot of people helped us, and so we want to be able to help others. And so, even though, we have animals out there, if you're wanting to get into a project, talk to us. Maybe we can do something to help you get into that project, just like others did for us.
yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. Huge community aesthetic there, man. I love that for sure. Guys, it's been a lot of fun. We have had Jamie jammed backstage during this whole thing. We have to have a couple of questions from the audience. I always do. We're going to add her back in. We're going to split this back up and get us all jammed out here weird. I'll move that and that. I think that's probably the most normal look where we can see you and I'm jammed up under no remorse here. But we're going to hit a trivia question too. I don't know if you're familiar with the show, but she was taking down notes the entire show. So we throw this out to the audience for a trivia question. $10 Forge coin. Forge coin is getting piled up all over the place. It's getting spent here and there. Not as much as we would like. If you're holding Forge coin, spend it. dang Scrooge McDucks out there rolling around in your Forge coin. But
Oh shit.
right? No, I'm kidding. Absolutely. Totally up to them what they do with it. But you can get a ton of different stuff. Like, fantastic Proxima hat. There's all kinds of stuff out there, guys, that people could throw Forge coin towards and will help you make that happen. So,
For sure.
yeah, what'd you find, Jamie? You got audience questions directly? Did we miss
Yep, I
things?
have. There were 2 different people asked this question.
Okay. When can we look for rainbow babies?
Oh, so we actually have a clutch on the ground right now. We have one visual that we're holding back for ourselves, but we have 3 that have disco and enchi and some other, but there is no rainbow that's out there right now. So we might make them available, but knowing that they're only 66%, because they came from a het rainbow to het rainbow. So they're going to be 66% het. So until Charlie has the test, we can't guarantee it right now. So if
Right.
you're wanting to take the risk, we're probably going to put them out there. But again, they're only 66% het because we just don't know yet. And then there are some markers people say that are out there for the rainbow. I'm not good enough right now with the rainbow side of things to be able to tell you if I think I can see it or not. So I'll just have to leave it as it's a kind of a little bit of a gamble. So, but you have 3 animals that we're going to make available here shortly.
Nice. Very good.
Nice.
And
Okay.
as soon as if they don't sell, as soon as that test comes out, because hopefully we were talking to Charlie and we think he said maybe in a couple months it might be available. But as soon as it does come available, then I'm going to genetically test them, and if they come back at rainbow, of course, the price is. So
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Ready for trivia?
Fire away. Don't ABC us. What do we got?
What codom? They work with Ultramel, Monarch, Rainbow, and VPI, and there was one specific codom that they were going to work into all 4 of these animals. Does anybody remember what it is?
Jared, that shirt is from Dan at Vision Quest.
Ken's fat fingers got to him, but I believe this to be the correct answer.
yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Which makes me say we got to show off some hurricane.
Perfect.
So if you want
Hurricane.
to, they split stuff.
Congratulations, Ken. I'll mark you down for $10 Forge coin added to your already Forge coin. Ken has $50 now.
Oh, he's getting it piled up.
Yep. Yep.
All right, we're going to prep for what we're about to see here. We're going to flip this like that. You were on it tonight, Ken. Congrats, man.
He was.
Yeah, very nice shirts, Jared, for sure.
Okay, so we're just going to show you one example right now. So this is a Hayabusa. It's a het clown as well. Hayabusa split het clown. I got that from Hans out of Germany. So just kind of wanted to show off why I love hurricanes so much.
Yeah, that's wild. And nothing else in there, which you would expect to see some like a yellow belly or something bringing those brights, but Hurricane alone in that super form is doing that, you know?
And then I have another one that's a female. She does have yellow belly, and she's het DG.
Oh, okay.
So taking this in 2 different directions. And then if you want to grab Skittles, you have to bring her card because she has a lot more. And then we're already working towards this project. I think Frank also has a sister to this one that we're going to show off here, but we got this from Amos. And when we saw it, we couldn't say no. We had to add it to our window. So we just have.
How many animals are in your collection, Mike? Ball python wise?
The ones that we're keeping or like including hatchlings and so forth.
Just keeping.
So keeping, we're in like about a couple hundred.
Okay.
But if you're talking about like stuff that's available for sale too, well then it gets a lot more.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this one, we couldn't resist seeing this one, so we went for it. This is a Hurricane Leopard Hypo het Rainbow. And so
Nice.
this is going into the Rainbow Project.
Very pretty.
And so this is what I was trying to say. Like if you like hypo with the rainbow, it's going to be awesome. If you want more of a brighter color, you probably want to pull back from the hypo. So it's your call.
The pattern on that one is so cool.
Yeah, the way the hurricane and leopard go together.
Yeah.
And then of course, like I said, she's het rainbow, so the future's bright with this one. I can't wait to pair her up with like one of the other ones you saw that we saw. The male that we brought out earlier, Arcus, is the plan.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an awesome looking animal. I hadn't seen a lot of hurricane leopard, but that's a great example.
Hurricane leopard. I had another one with a hurricane leopard GHI het clown female that I'm putting into the high diesel project that I'm trying to do. We have a lot of different directions we're going there, and then of course the plan is to take a lot of these supers that I make and then push them back into forming.
Yeah. Awesome stuff, guys. It's long overdue. We've ran into you. We've seen you on the hair down stuff. We've seen you over on the whiskey bomb stuff over and over. I've sat on the panel with you guys a couple of times on those hair downs, and it just never clicked. Hey, get them on the show and sit down and talk with us. It's long overdue. We had a chance to talk on some stuff we bought on an auction from you guys, sent out. Awesome. We'll get into that backstage because nobody else needs to know about our fly issues with all these worms we're trying to grow and all these projects we got going. But shout outs. You guys have mentioned a lot of names in your area, people that have been awesome to you. We always give you a chance to say, hey, thanks, guys. Little community feedback for those that have been awesome to you over time, I guess, from the start and even to this point. Who do you still lean on, and who are those special people that need flowers tonight?
Yeah, so the first one I'm gonna start with Fred and AJ from FNA. Awesome people. You know, they're great to work with. They've helped us out so many times from feeders to, helping us with the Dinker stuff. Dinker Squad, those are out there in the Dinker Squad. It's great to be part of. It's fun to look at new morphs and get into. Fred and AJ are awesome.
And definitely family there.
Yep. And then we also want to say a shout out to Colorado Cold-Bloods and Just Incredibles. So Corey and Aaron from Colorado Cold-Bloods, and then Justin. Like I said, Cold-Bloods gave us a lot of tips and tricks with trying to get into this. Also, I have a tri-stripe that I just recently got from them out of an auction that was recently done. So for US ARC, so it was awesome there. I also have some typos that I had tri-stripe and stuff like that I got from them that I'm growing out. So we're doing some typo tri-stripe, and they helped us with that. Justin from Just Incredibles, he's awesome. He's helped me get into the Stranger project and give us a lot of stuff there. And then of course back to the Whiskey Bomb Network. Keys, Wiz, KG, all of them. It's a really awesome community.
Just welcomed us. So welcome, and didn't know us from Adam, just knew us through Fred and AJ. So it was really nice to feel that community and welcome in.
Yeah.
And also a shout out to Jared. Jared's awesome.
Jared's been awesome.
We talked to him. He's helped us with IDing some of our animals, and when we flew out to Sears, we talked about all kinds of different morphs. Just awesome to talk to Jared in person and to just be part of that community. So yeah. And many other people. Right now, there's so many people who've been in the industry that I feel bad because I might be missing somebody, but this is top of my head.
Right. Yeah, and that list just gets longer, and I mean, the longer we're in this and the more people you have interactions with, it seems like the bigger that list gets, because it is a great community. 99% of people are really decent, and we've found that to be true. So guys, awesome episode. Thank you for sharing all of your collection with us. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys do in the community and how you guys go out there and put a good foot forward, So hang out with us for a bit. We're going to have you backstage in a few. We're going to come back again next week, guys. We're not going to ditch you next week. We're not going to be a no-show. We've got one of Jamie's friends and a very sweet person, Chris, from over at Shed It Out Geckos. She does basically leopard geckos. I mean, she is getting into some ball pythons and stuff now, but she's got a long history in those and has a very nice collection of animals. A little bit camera shy. Had to do a little arm twisting and some Indian burns and things to get her on camera with us and sit down and talk. So it's going to be a fun one. In person, just a hoot, huge personality and a great sense of humor and such a sweet person, honestly. But
Very
we're
sweet.
gonna have an interesting show next week. See if we can get her to come out of her shell a little bit and sit and visit with us. I'm sure she'll do just fine. So hopefully this loosens her
Maybe
up a
I'll
little
have to
bit and
stay
doesn't
on
make it
camera
worse.
the whole time.
Right, and just hang out with her and be her buddy on the show. But it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun next week, guys. So yeah, come hang out with us. We've got some Halloween panel stuff coming up and a lot of really good shows across the different networks coming too, guys. So don't forget about those other channels. You got RWO tomorrow night's got their show, and then Friday night we've got some other stuff coming up. We have, I believe, what they're gonna fill in on. Was it not another reptile podcast? Were they moving something to Friday this week? Or am I mistaken?
I haven't heard.
I don't
Because
know.
usually that's Thursday too. It kind of overlaps. I don't know. There's stuff moving all
Yeah.
over the darn
If I
map.
see
So-
something, I'll share it out though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reminder, get out and subscribe to Gem Exotics too. I just went and did that during the show and the numbers are a little low. So go out and help Jared out with that.
Yes,
Yes, please do.
please.
Yeah, absolutely. Try and hit that 50 mark to where Genetic Canvas can come on and show that show in its original form and keep that going too. So
Use your burner accounts. Use your burner accounts to help and subscribe with all those.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
yep, hop on the burners and at least get that count up to 50 where he can do some lives. It's going to grow on its own anyway, but
Oh,
in
yeah.
the short term that would help him get out there and get a foot forward. So
Absolutely.
appreciate it, guys. We're going to let everybody get the heck out of here. We got 2 more days before we hit a weekend. Again, stop out next week. Got a great gecko show coming up. Mike, Melissa, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Hang out for just a few. We'll catch you backstage in a couple, and everybody else, have a fantastic finish to your week. Peace out, guys. We'll see you in just a little bit, yeah? Oh, I got to transfer over.